now. So I want to hear from all of our guests on today's show. Was there a time in your life where you felt like you had an imposter syndrome moment? And looking back, how do you feel about it now? I'm going to start with you, Carson.
I feel like an imposter right now. I don't have hair, I don't have makeup. I mean, what's going on? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I feel it all the time. And I think social media has made it worse for me. I know we've talked in the past about my FOMO, and I think imposter syndrome is part of that. Like, I honestly believe that sometimes I'm not good enough to do what I'm doing. And I know it's wrong, but you still feel it. It's always in the back of your head.
I agree with you. I think we all know it's wrong, but we all still feel it. And in those moments, I know for me, I had it a lot when I first started hosting the show, and then also doing big speaking events. You know, there's like 500 people, then 700 people, then 1,000 people. And I think to myself, they're here to listen to me? I don't have anything to say. And then I have to remind myself, I sort of have to check my own receipts and remind myself, no. I deserve to be here, and I have a message for everyone, and they want to hear it. And if not me, then it would just be someone else. So why not? So let me go over to Sarah. Do you ever have imposter syndrome moments, Sarah?
Oh, all the time. I'm with Carson. Trace, I've been doing the show with you for 10 years, and I still feel that, like, oh my God, why do I get to do this? I think part of it comes from you feel so grateful and so lucky to get to be doing what you're doing that you don't feel like you deserve it. Yeah. And I think that's part of where that feeling comes from. But now, maybe it's being in my 40s, I work hard, and I'm trying to get in that mindset of, you know what, I deserve all the success that's coming my way. Everyone deserves the success that they've worked for.
It's that balance between humility and understanding that your voice actually matters and it counts and you should be there. Have you had imposter moments, Trev?
Trace, I think I've had it my entire life. In fact, in retrospect, over this last year, as a person of color, I always say there's regular imposter syndrome, and then there's the perspective of being the only different person sitting at the table a lot of times. And so even though not explicitly being told that you're not good enough, there's always a little bit of implication that you're not good enough. And I've gone through a lot of years where people have said no. But all it takes is a couple of people to be allies to say yes and give you the opportunity. So I look at it from two different lenses altogether. Today, now as an entrepreneur myself, I feel it less because I have more control over things.
Cara, I'm going to end with you, and you're always so transparent. Have you had any imposter syndrome moments, and what do you think looking back at them now?
Looking back now, Trace, honestly, I wish I spent less time blaming myself and trying to prove that I'm good enough and focus more on utilizing my gifts and my skills and my talent. And to be quite honest, I'm so excited to hear us talking about it from a moment's perspective and bringing in the male perspective too. So looking back, that's definitely something. And the other thing I would say too is I am enough. And that is the biggest, I guess, win from looking back, Trace, is the confirmation that I have always been enough. And those moments were simply that, moments.
Thank you for sharing, everyone. That is